Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's going to be a PvZ for your Saturday between Terror and Britney. The left side, the Korean Protoss player, it is Britney. And on the right side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg player, it is Terror. Under his well-known Smurf name that I can never pronounce, let's see if we can give it a shot. Ilil Swihad Laruk. I think that's the closest we're going to get, okay? All right, so we have Terry, scouting for Terror. Hello, Terry the Overlord. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. I hope she recovers very soon. And, yeah, so ZVP here on Heartbreak Ridge. Usually this map is played by foreigners, but today it's going to be two professional players hailing from Korea. And, yeah, it's going to be an overpool here from Terror, and pretty much a Forge Fast Expand here from Britney. This was at the request of a member of mine, or maybe just somebody who donated to me at my stream last Sunday. I don't remember. I have 3 brain cells. Please forgive me for not remembering who requested this, but this is Terror. Maybe it was Nick. Nick Baker? Nick, if it was you, you're welcome. If it's not you, then you're welcome anyway. I don't know. Specifically requested a Terror game versus a Protoss, and this is that game. What's going on? Anything interesting? Nah, just probe scouting, checking out the overpool, and throwing down a forge with this probe. Ta-da! It's a forge! If it was a pool first, maybe the forge would come a little bit earlier, just so you could throw down some cannons to defend against the early pool, but everything is fine. Everything is kosher. Blocking the natural base, because the third as your natural is not ideal for a Zerg player. Oh, you almost had it, Terror. Oh, I didn't have enough minerals, though. See? And then you make 6 slings because you're like, well, what else do I do with my workers? I guess I could make some drones. But 6 slings are on the way, and oh my goodness. Nexus. I mean, it's a little bit iffy here. The Overlord sees this and says, went Nexus before cannon. This is a bit of a longer rush distance map, but you don't have to scout. That's a little bit dicey. This might be a situation where Terror gets couplings into Britney's main base and just runs them around forever and ever, and Britney hates it. Or maybe we further wall off with a gateway and then probes try to hold here, but see, look, run! Go! The cannon's not done yet! The cannon just barely finished. The cannon just barely finished there. Really well played by Britney. I mean, that was down to the second. You think Britney knows if it's an overpool, then I can go ahead, go my Nexus first, get a cannon down as soon as possible, and still deal with Lings before they show up. That was incredible. Dude, Britney knows what they're doing here. Knows what he's doing here for sure. All right, so actually going for a very fast third. I love this out of Terror, by the way. Terror's macro is going to go through the roof with that super, super fast third base. Again, considering it was a Nexus first, it's incredibly safe to do. There's really nothing that Britney can do to punish this quick third because he was greedy with his own quick Nexus. Paladin coming up for a full wall. Really worried about Ling attacks. There's just not going to be anything. Oh, just kidding. That was a temporary wall because there was a probe who was not holding position there for a minute. Sure, better safe than sorry, Britney. We're going to call it good. Let's not worry about it at all. Anyway, we love Terror, don't we? I think we all love Terror. Terror is a fantastic player. Definitely one of my favorites. He's just, I don't know, his aggression, I think, is what does it for me more than anything else. And in a matchup, in a ZVP, right, where it feels like the longer the game goes on, the more Zergs have trouble with Protoss. Protoss just seems to have the answer to everything that Zerg is doing. Terror is one of those Zerg players who can be like, well, you know what? I'm just going to handle it. I'm just going to overwhelm you with numbers, hit you in places you don't expect. I'm going to go for drops. I'm going to drop on top of your army. I'm going to drop on top of your bases. I'm going to make you wish you were never born. And all of the tech and all of the answers that you have to me just don't matter. That's how Terror plays this, and I love it. Lair coming in because, guess what? There's a Stargate which the Overlord scouted, because you can't do anything about scouting Overlords if you go for a fast Nexus. There's not even a... Wait, there we go. Cyber Core is done. And actually going for +1 air attack instead of singularity charge. Ho ho ho! That's a little bit interesting. Really? +1 air. He must be really committing to Corsairs here, which I think would be good for Terror to know, but I don't think Terror is aware of it. Macro hatch coming up here too. I mean, we are... Wow. This is Terror trying to get away with as much droning as Zergly possible, maybe making a couple Scourge to deal with the Corsairs that are likely, if not guaranteed, to come out. Citadel of Adun coming in. So it feels, based on the continued... I was going to say continued Zealot production, but that is a Dragoon. Ling's kind of dancing. Hey, you guys want to leave your post so we can dart back in there? Maybe? The Lings don't even try. Not even sure what they're doing there. This probe has been scouting forever. That's because Metabolic Boost is not done yet, and so the Lings can't catch these guys. They're slippery. Slippery probes. As you can tell by the fact that I'm having a hard time clicking on it. There we go. We made it! We made it! The probe comes back around. Hey, you didn't actually cancel the Spire, did you, to try to throw me off? That'd be one heck of a flex, man. Canceling your Spire after it's 90% complete would be crazy. Corsair here, and it's gonna kill maybe an Overlord. Yeah, Spire's not done yet. That's a dead Overlord. Sorry, dead Overlord, we hardly knew ye. I think this is Terry. Terry went all the way across the map. Scouted into the natural, scouted into the main, and then is coming all the way back home. Terry is a trooper for sure. Obviously, these back minerals are getting scouted out by said pylon just to make sure no drones are there. Opening that back way, because that can totally suck for a Protoss to get lurkers up on your high ground. It's really hard to dislodge those. But that's not what we're doing here at all. Is this... Holy smokes, another macro hatch. Terror, I love you. I love you so much, what you're doing here today. Yeah, a couple Scourge, and a Lurker aspect. A couple Hydras coming in, and this doesn't... I mean, again, the macro hatches really tell me this is not something where we're going to get, you know, 20 Hydras showing up here in the next couple of minutes. I really don't... No, definitely not. Look, a couple Sunkens coming up. Really worried about some kind of a mass Zealot attack or possibly a Dark Templar attack. Which entirely possible considering the Templar Archives that is super, super fast here. Let's see what the gateway is going to do. Now, we only have the 2 gateways. Okay, High Templar. Yeah, so it looks to me like we might be preparing for a big old Hydra attack. There are a couple DTs out, though. Never mind. Couple DTs out, but once again, that's why you have the Sunkens. That's why you have the Corsairs. That's why you have the Hydras to protect the Overlords. And I think everything's going to be fine. Hold position Zerglings, though. Not a great fighter when it comes to Dark Templar. I like this yellow on the Dark Templar. It looks pretty fancy, pretty spiffy stuff. But no, this is not... No. That's a great position for the Sunken. We got the Lings in there. And yes, what Britney says, let's maybe try to hit the 3rd base. Seems a little bit easier to get. But once again, the Sunken in a great position. Overlord does get sniped. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a lot of Scourge hits, man. Beautifully done. Beautifully, beautifully done. Oh, focus down the Dark Templar, though. Yeah, Lurker Spines. There we go. Lurker Spines big. They do take down an Evolution Chamber, which is fine. I mean, that's not a huge end-of-the-world deal here for Terror at all. I think Terror's fine with it. Once again, the +1 attack really helps you kill Overlords quickly, but also having 4 to 5 Corsairs helps you kill Overlords quickly. Yeah, really committing to this thing. Supply blocking Terror, not into next week, but pretty far nevertheless. Any sign of a 3rd base? No, this Ling is here to make sure there's no 3rd base coming up without the Zerg player knowing about it. The Lings could engage with this, but DTs are invisible. And as a result, no, not happening. Where are your Overlords? The Overlords don't have speed. We're working on Nubatized Carapace. We promise. Oh, Scourge get a free hit there. 2 Scourge taking down a Corsair. That's as good as you can ask for. If you're a Zerg player, is getting 2 Scourge per Corsair. That's exactly what it takes. You'll probably live with 3 or 4 Scourge for a Corsair, and sometimes you get less than that, which is terrible, but 2 is ideal and beautiful. Still making Corsairs, man. I mean, this is definitely... We are going to want to go Hydras at this point, but guess who has Storm complete? Yeah, that's right. Britney does. So Britney's working on... What are we doing? Just more Corsairs, more Zealots, more High Templar. All of this makes a lot of sense. Getting speed for the Zealots, too. It's basically an anti-Hydra comp. This can be really hard for Zerg to deal with in the mid-game, right? Because you have the Hydralisks, yes, and they're great against all these Corsairs. But they're not great against Zealots with speed, and they're not great against Storm either. So, let's see what the play is here. It's almost... you want to get the Plague out. You want to get the Dark Swarm out. Yeah, I don't know. Based on the strategy we're seeing here from Britney, I'm not entirely sure this is something where Terra's going to get any damage done anytime soon. It's just a completely anti-Hydra style of play and kind of force Terra into the Hydra plays because of the Corsair count. Obviously, there are Lurkers out. We did see a Lurker aspect coming in. Lurkers can do pretty well against Zealots, especially if the Zealots are kind of contained in a position where there's a bit of a choke. Ling's making a beeline down to this third base, but there are enough Zealots here to shut this down. And the Zealots do have +1 attack, which is, yes, exactly what you want. Corsairs just burn through Overlord Carapace like it's hot butter. That +1 attack is amazing. Observatory coming in. Singularity charge on the way here, too. Basically recognizing, okay, Lurkers are a bit of a nice answer to this. Oh, the Storm! But a High Templar gets sniped. These Hydras just want to kill these High Templar. They are their natural enemies. Can we get it before we die? No, can't get it. Hydra sacrifices his own life to try to kill the High Templar. Can't quite pull it off. All right, so it's 115 to 92 total supply for Britney. We're at the point of the game where the Zerg player really should start cruising in overall supply here against the Protoss at about 11-12 minutes. It's another Overlord down. Like, honestly, one Spore at each base would help with this. It wouldn't be the answer, obviously, but man. A lot of Overlords have died here, and it's really slowing Terror down. He's basically supply blocked right now. He's going for a Hive, and he's taking this 12 o'clock base for his 4th, which is a minerals-only base. So, Mass Ling can do fairly well here, especially if your opponent starts going into Dragoons. It's going to come down to Storm placement, as it usually does, at least for the next couple of minutes. Shuttles on the way. I think that was some Scourge dying to Corsairs without taking any Corsairs with them, which is not what you want to experience at all if you happen to be a Scourge. If you're a Scourge, I'm sorry. Your lifespan is not very long. Nope, Dark Templar, buddy, you're dead, but it's a good effort. Wait, hold on, he's running. You can't run away. That's not sporting. You're still dead. The Overlords have speed now. I don't know. These Lings are trying to do a run by. Not happening. Guys, look at him. He jukes. Dude, this Dark Templar, he's got 13 kills, and there's no detection here. He's alive. I called him dead, and I was wrong. I caster cursed him, but the other way, I caster blessed him. Hold on, hold on. This one over... Look, he's like, please, Corsairs. Help me. Help me, Corsairs. I'm surrounded by enemies. Ah, 15 kills. He is dead. 146 to 108 supply. So the Protoss player is the one who is actually skyrocketing on overall supply right now. Got the third base rolling. No biggie at all. Defiler Mound on the way. Adrenal Glands coming in here too. Another Overlord down to these Corsairs, man. Corsair groups are so annoying to deal with. Every Zerg player can feel for you here, Terror, without question. Alright. Scourge getting picked out of the sky. They're trying to pick off the observers, but that is not happening right now. Not even a little bit. The Hydra is on the ground here trying to deal with these Corsairs, but there's only 3 of them, and as a result, the Corsairs don't care all that much. Big engagement coming up this way, though. Good storms, good storms. The Lurkers are a big concern here. But with the Dragoon count, you can do pretty well against Lurkers, at least until Dark Swarm is a thing. Corsairs murdering DOS Overlords. Blah, blah. Yeah, this is not happening for Terror. Britney is doing an amazing job here. Lurker Hydra. Ooh, they do snipe the Observer, though. Is that the only Observer that exists? Oh, I think it is. Do you have enough Storm to kill all of these? I'm not sure that you do. This Corsair, really, by yourself, this Corsair. My gosh, the Corsairs are just, you're worried about the ground army. We're just going to go nuts up here in the sky. Pulling back maybe to the ground army to regroup just a little bit, but it's 138 to 102 total supply in favor of the Protoss. Got a 4th base coming up at the 6 o'clock, which the Overlord is scouting, and a top left base is done here for a 5th. for Terror. Now, this can be a hard map for Zerg to win on because you basically... It is intended to split the map in half. And as a Zerg player, you want to have at least one base up on your Protoss opponent for the entire game. Just where is it? Where do you take the extra base here, right? Do you try to take the bottom right base away from the Protoss? Because this belongs to the Protoss. Do you want to try to take the center? Which is incredibly hard to hold because there's really no natural protection for it at all. Enemies can come from all directions. Look at this. All directions get on top of you. 4 different attack paths onto this base. And if there's tanks, which there aren't here, they can low ground siege or mineral lines. It's super bad. Remember what I said about drops from Terror, though? It's the drops time. He knows engaging directly with the Protoss army sucks. Don't do it if you can help it. This is not the most effective drop of all time, I don't think. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have some Lurkers with Dark Swarm protection. And let's just say the Dragoons are not doing very well here. Dude, High Templar wandering into Lurkers, though, and getting massacred. That was huge. That was at least three High Templar that died. Meanwhile, the main base of Britney's in a ton of trouble. The army decides, all right, fine, we're going to base trade you then. We're going to trade you your 12 o'clock for our main base, which doesn't seem like a super great trade. Do this Lurker, though. Buddy, at least assist? Oh, never mind. Just wait until the Hydras die and then escape. That's fine. Do you have... Oh, do you have Dark Swarm protection? What is this? I mean, I guess we do have +2 armor Hydras, which is awesome. My, this is okay. This is getting a little bit chaotic. The Lurkers inside the main base are still doing kind of some awesome stuff here. It is still 144 to 86 total supply. Britney is still up. Britney has not lost army or really all that many probes. It was a great probe pull. Nice storm there, taking out a Defiler. A lot of Zealots going down as well, however. And inside the Dark Swarm, the Hydras are pretty much invulnerable. Unless you have more High Templar stuff available. Dude, these Lurkers, though, still doing a little bit of work. You still are not mining from your main base at all. Britney getting pulled back from the front of the natural base just by a handful of Zerglings. Maybe stepping back, waiting for the Dark Swarm to expire. Is this... I don't know, man. Without these Lurkers, I think Terror just loses this game, but as it stands, maybe not bad. Nice Dark Swarm again with the Lings. Makes the Dragoons really want to get out of the neighborhood. You do not want to stand under Dark Swarm when there are Lings chomping you, and sometimes, even if there is no Dark Swarm, Lings chomping on you is a super bad time. Those are 2/2 Lings. They are +3 attack Dragoons chasing here. This Archon doesn't want to get surrounded. Oh, but gets mostly surrounded and ends up dead. 103 to 80 supply. It's a better situation for Terror right now. Dragoons running for their little lives down to the 6 o'clock base. The Lurkers in the main, again, are still pretty much denying all main base activity for Britney 100%. Finally, a Dark Swarm comes in, and Terror abandons the position. He doesn't like it. I guess maybe the DT shoved him away. He didn't have any detection available. He's trying to send some Overlords to that army, but the Corsairs are still here. 8 kills on that one. 4 kills on that one. The Lurkers are like, okay, where do we... Nowhere. We die. All right. Finally cleared the Lurkers out of his main base, which totally sucks. Ling's doing up saving the top left base against the Zealot attack. Just barely. 300 HP on that hatchery is not healthy at all. More DT stuff, man. I mean, he's dead now. He's dead now, but good effort. Man, he wanted that Defiler and he ended up dying for it. It's just like that Hydra that was going after the High Templar earlier, yeah? 103 to 77 supply. This Defiler staying alive is defying expectation. Finally gets killed by the Zealot, chasing him down very quickly. These Corsairs have gotten their money's worth out of this. Okay, again, Dark Swarm and Lings, great combination against anything base-wise. The problem is the High Templar. They've always been the problem. Overlord trying to be like, are there any Dark Templar down here we need to worry about? Man, that Archon. Woo! 8 kills, putting in the work. Dark Swarm wears off, but suddenly there's 3 Hydras and 2 Lings and 2 Defilers, which is an interesting little setup here. Woof! 2 Lings do take down the Archon, and the High Templar is gonna die too, gonna get chomped to death. Terror! I'm telling you, this guy, with the drop, basically got himself back into this game. He's taking out the newest source of income for the Protoss, which is exactly what you want, but guess what? The newest source of income for Terror is getting shuttle dropped in. Yep, shuttle dropped in with a couple Zealots and an Archon, finishing that base off easy peasy, a lemon squeezy. 101 to 88 supply. Still better yet, sort of, for Britney. Got Reavers at this third base, though. I don't know if you want to engage with that with just your Dark Swarm Ling Hydra stuff. But if you could focus down the Reaver quickly... And by that I mean, yep, you focus it down quickly. Nicely done. Yeah, this is working great for Terror all of a sudden. My goodness, this is working amazingly for Terror all of a sudden here. He is still only at 81 supply. He's down 20 workers. But having killed the third base, basically all major sources of income here for Britney, except for the main, which still has resources in it because of the drop that put it on hold for such a long time. But these mineral patches are all pretty low. They should be running out fairly soon. And then what is Britney going to do? In fairness, Terror doesn't have much going on either here. He lost his 12 o'clock and his top left. He only has, oh my gosh. Dude, is this game getting an epic tag just based on the long distance mining? And the effort that both players are going for in order to get an economy up and running again. Dude, these probes are trying to kill this Hydra, and they do pull it off. Ah, Reaver shots. Nice. Yeah, look at this. Trying to reestablish the 12 o'clock base. The third just ran out right now for Terror. The natural base is still running for Terror. He's got 73 supply. Britney is under 100 supply right now. Still has 57 probes to 49 workers for Terror. Archon top left gets tracked down and killed. Was that another attempted base that got shut down? This really feels like recent wreckage of a hatchery to me. This disappears fairly quickly after the hatchery is killed. So, yeah, I don't think that was the hatchery that we watched to die. That's got to be another attempt. Oh, brutal. The brutality on this map. Dude, sometimes Heartbreak Ridge gives us some really epic games. I know it's generally, again, not a map that the professional Koreans are playing on, but this one, this is turning out fantastically. Nice snipe on that Corsair, by the way. Well done. Okay, Scourge, but maybe don't just willy-nilly... Oh, hang on. Hey, got a hit. Drained all the shields off that Corsair. The Reaver stuff is really, really nice. Pow! Man, 2 Reavers, a shuttle, and a dream right now from Britney. Still not enough resources to rebuild this base just now. Getting the 400 minerals required to do that. Reaver shots up north. Hitting them lurkers, easily killing them. They're big-time hits from Reavers. Are we not going to re-expand? Like, maybe just you have 400 minerals. Come on, Britney, toss it up. Let's go. Not happening? All right, that's fantastic. $12 o'clock base. There's nothing defending it. So suddenly Terror... Ow, ow. Ow. That was a lot of drone kills. We're down to 33 drones, and the 12 o'clock base dies. We're still not taking a base down here. Dude, all these drones, pick them up and run away with them. Pick them up and run away with them. Are they bait? All these Hydras are like, they're bait. Come get our drones. Ow. 27 drones on the map. 105 to 60 supply is not good. Terror's taken some serious hits. I am honestly shocked. Britney is just working on Zealots, Shuttles, High Templar. Long distance mining is totally fine with him. He has no problems at all long distance mining from this third base until the end of time at this stage, which I don't understand. See, look at this. Long distance mining means your probes are really vulnerable right now. Nice storm. Not the greatest micro there from Terror. Wow. The Hydra is just kind of scrapping, trying to find their own stuff to kill here. Killing a Zealot is like 100 hits from a Hydralisk. You outnumber this guy 5-1. Just get him. Or just flee. Just entirely flee. So Terra doesn't have any income. As far as being able to win this game, I'm not feeling particularly hopeful about it. Reavers are just such a good answer to Hydra. Oh, hold on. To Hydra Lurker. Nice micro, great splits. And alright, the Reavers get taken down. So that is something, oh my gosh, trying to long distance mine from the middle. Something that Terra can do is killing Reavers if you're trying to win this thing. It's making 2 Hydralisks. This is getting an epic tag. This is as scrappy as a game has been at 25 minutes that I've seen in some time on this channel. It is +3 attack and +1 armor for the gateway units for the Protoss. It is +2 armor and 0 missile attack for the Hydras and the Lurkers. The Lings have +2 attack last I checked. Also, some Plague would be amazing. Also, remembering this Defiler exists would also be amazing. I think we forgot about this Defiler, everybody. Goodbye, Mr. Defiler. You were a true friend. Hey, got a Dark Swarm up in his last gasp. His last gasp of breath here. Terror has enough money to rebuild a hatch somewhere. Does he have enough army to defend said hatch somewhere is the larger question. Oop, Corsair does not overextend. Nicely done, Britney, controlling that. Are we still not? Oh, a Lurker gets in here. A single Lurker, though. This could turn around Terror's fortunes quite nicely. And then the DT shows up. It's time to run. Good call. Good call. Melee attacks are great. Is he killing his own stuff with that Archon a little bit? Run! Jukes! Oh my gosh, the Jukes! No! Great storm, Britney! Fantastic storm by the Protoss. Alright, taking the 12 o'clock. He has 3,700 gas, which is why he can afford to go ahead and take a mineral-only base instead of a base that has gas income because he doesn't care about it. No such bank at all for Britney on either side, minerals or gas. Man, just like 2 Lurkers set up right here. And all these probes stack up. That's the sound of probes dying. Okay, that's not the sound of probes dying. What the? Free High Templar! Free High Templar. Remember how I was really complimenting Britney on his control a second ago? No, not right there. Again, Brood War is about who makes the fewest mistakes, not who plays perfectly. There is no perfect play in StarCraft, and as a result, feel better about what you're doing. This Overlord really wants to drop those Lurkers there, but dropping them up here would be pretty good. Oh, the Observer snuck out, which means you could maybe get in here and do some stuff. Scourge navigating everything right now. Do not fly into the Archons. Find the Observer, kill one, or the Shuttle would be a really nice target too. Shuttle safely hanging out over the cannons, though. All right, we finally have some income here from Terror. Britney just refuses to take a Nexus down here. I think Britney has had the chance a couple times to do it and just refused to do so. We're at 250 APM for both players, and they're both around 60 supply. There is not a whole ton going on. Ah, storm attempt! Gets one. Okay, one drone is not. Oh, but the Dark Templar, though. Getting some dem kills. 6 kills on that guy and then running for it, getting chased down by the Popo. In this case, being Dirt Hydralisks. Is he real? Oh, he's just juking. Did he lose one? No, he's still got 2 Lurkers in there. Observer snipe. Nice. 60 to 54 supply. This is intense. I did not pick this game understanding it would be this intense at 29 minutes. It is 60 to 50 supply. This reminds me of the Cool versus Rudy game on Destination that I posted like a year ago. I still get comments on that one. If you haven't watched Cool versus Rudy because you're like, those don't sound like Korean names that I know, maybe go give it a shot. It is, I mean, the longest, most intensely low econ, low everything game I've ever cast, I think. No! Oh! got the observer. One of the lurkers died. This lurker is alive. And the long distance mining efforts. Oh, there's another observer. Pick it up. Pick it up. Ugh. This is crazy right now. 32 to 22 probes, but a lot of these probes are in mortal peril right now. Pow, pow, power wheels. Oh, yeah, several probes dying. Long distance mining efforts are completely shut down. Thankfully, there's a new Nexus warping in for Britney at the third base at the 30-minute mark. About time for that. I guess part of the problem is there's not a lot of minerals here at this third. Is Terror going to win this game after being down about 60 supply in the last 5 minutes? He's trying. He's doing his ever-loving best right now with the lurkers and the hydras and the no detection at all. Hey, where the heck are your overlords, man? Look at him dodging storms with lurkers. Oh, and the dark swarm's gonna be nice. The probes are all stacked up right there, though. Get out of there, probes. Oh my gosh, the probe massacre that is incoming right now. We're at 18 probes, and by that I mean we are down to 11, 10. Burrow your lurkers, maybe. You could kill all of these probes right now. What is Terror doing? Oh, the Defiler's on the front lines and does get sniped before it can cast anything at all, but the Archon down. The Observer's getting sniped. I think Terror has completely flipped this game on its head. 62 to 31 supply in favor of Terror. He's been down the entire game. I cannot think of a moment in this game where he was up in total supply, and now he is. We're down to 8 probes. There are storms. There's a... I mean, brr. We are on a wing and a prayer here, ladies and gentlemen, for Britney. This is an amazingly, stupidly good game. This Nexus is alive, but guess what? There's no probes here to take advantage of it right now. Lurker does get stabbed. Lings don't want to engage. They have 2-2, but they don't have 3-3. And every time they go in there, the Archon smashes them in the face with his psionic shockwave of +3 attack and one-shots them in splash damage format. Oh my Lanta, the DT attacks up here have been amazing today. Finally goes down. 16 drones. Okay, apparently the Zealots just wandered past this contain. And they're going to go try to kill this 12 o'clock base. Terror, where's your map awareness? I mean, my map awareness isn't very good, but my excuse is I'm not a professional Korean, StarCraft player, man. Oh, this Archon's going to have a good time. Oh, the Zealots buffering for him. Yes. 23 kill Archon. But are you stuck back here now because there's lurkers controlling your only way out? Something like that, yeah. One lurker went down. This top left base needs... I don't know that it needs to live. And that's your good game, Britney. Taps out. That was effectively what was left of his army. And Terror is your winner in 33 minutes and 23 seconds. My gosh. Wow. That was an incredibly epic game. And Terror won, so you are welcome. I don't choose games based on who won. I had no idea who was going to win this game. I felt like Terror had an advantage, but I did not think it would be this close. Okay, so let's see. 1 lurker, 2 lurker, 3 lurker, 4 lurkers, 1 scourge. Okay, hang on. There's like 4 more scourge over here. There's a zergling. And then 4 more lurkers. It's 8 lurkers, a zergling, and some scourge. That is the army, the 35 supply army of Terror right now at 33 minutes. Man, remember when he got a fast 3rd up and a fast 4th and a fast 5th, and then suddenly all of his dreams collapsed and he lost all those bases? He was finally able to scratch back and claw and take the 6 o'clock base and then shut down the 3rd base here of Britney. And then from there, once this was controlled, and Britney really, I feel like, should have taken up a Nexus, but didn't feel like he could. Really felt like he needed to spend all of his money on stuff to defend and to harass Terror. If you just sit back on your laurels and try to defend against Terror, he'll expand. He'll take this base. He'll take your 6 o'clock base, and he'll show up with a huge army. So I understand what Britney was trying to do, but it just felt like maybe if he had done a better job with reestablishing that Nexus sooner, it would have gone differently. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this cast. Let's go ahead and check out the final score for your Saturday ZVP. Zerg fans rejoice. We finally won a late game ZVP. 210,000 points here for Terror, 187,000 points for Britney. Ended up outproducing the Protoss player about 3-1. The kill-death ratio is about 5-2 for the Protoss. Structures raised is always weird because a lot of Overlords died. I feel like those should count as structures, but they don't. So number is a little bit meaningless when Zerg is involved. And then Terror still managing to outgas mine, out mineral mine, and outspend the Protoss by about 5,000 there for total spent, which again, you have to do. I don't know if I've ever seen a 30-minute game, late game ZVP, where the Zerg player did not outspend the Protoss. I think it's a requirement, and in this case, it definitely was, because it was close, man. It was close at the end. So, wow. And all right. So that right there is gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and an epic game in 4K. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.